Real Housewives of Atlanta star Angela Oakley is clearing up the rumors that Charles Oakley had a side baby on her while they were married. So there's some video footage from the Wendy Williams show where Wendy talks about meeting Angela Oakley, and Angela was telling her, you know,
So I said goodbye to Charles, and then she came over and said goodbye, and she gave me a hug, and then she whispered in my ear, she said, "Can I tell you something?" I said, "What?" She goes, "Wendy, it's only a baby. Oh. You can work this out." And I looked at her like, has this ever happened to you? So she said, yes. I said, did you work it out? And she pointed over to Charles and said, yes. I said, well, then you're more forgiving than...
Wendy at the time insinuated that it was Charles Oakley. Angela is now saying in an interview it wasn't.
It's kind of like growing legs.
Okay.
This is something that happened in 2020 where I saw Wendy at a party, and me being a fan of Wendy is like, oh my God, Wendy, you know, you going through it, sis. Let me tell you, it's just a baby. And Charles and Wendy have been friends 30 years. Like,
I didn't know that.
they've known each other. So he's been on her show. And so they had an event together, and we're coming together to cook for this event. And I'm like, Wendy, girl, stay with your husband. It's just a baby. And she was like, get the away from me. You know, and she was like, has that ever happened to you? And I'm like, yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This lady goes on her big platform and says, I pointed to my husband, who actually wasn't even around us in this conversation. And I'm like, no, Wendy, my daughter's father, my 25-year-old father, did that to me.
Oh.
So I'm like, and the best thing that ever happened to me was my 25-year-old.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Wendy, like, girl, it's okay. Charles Oakley did not have a side baby on me. And I am not, you know, I'm not against women who stay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Marriage
Because we're going to work out. They're going to work out whatever they need to work out. You know, it could be someone looking at my marriage and like, girl, you stay. When he cook his bacon, he cook it too black. You know, it could be anything. Like, women want to pry, or people want to pry in your relationship to see why you stay. I don't judge other women if they stay in any situation. But that's just not my story. So my husband did not have a side baby on me.